Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Saturday, 20th of July 2024. This day is celebrated as International Moon Day. It's one of the most recent of all those commemorated by the United Nations, having originated in 2021. That this day is celebrated on 20 July has a rather simple and obvious reason. On this day in 1969, for the first time in history, a human being set foot on the surface of the moon. From the history point of view, on July 20th, 1905, the first partition of the Bengal along a religious lines was approved in London by the Secretary of the State of India. The decision to partition the state of Bengal was announced by the Lord Curzon, the then Viceroy of India, in July 1905. Starting the newspaper analysis of the newspaper, The Hindu states that Houthis had attacked Singapore flagged vessel in Gulf of Aden. Houthi military spokesperson Yahya Saria delivers a statement in which he claimed an attack on the Lobivia ship during a pro-Palestinian rally in Sana'a, Yemen on July 19, 2024. Despite being hit, the vessel was able to set sail and arrived at Somalia's Berbera port. An image assessment and repairs, if needed, will be carried out. A Singapore-flagged vessel was damaged in an attack allegedly by Houthi militants southeast of the Yemen on Friday, the Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore (MPA) said in a statement. Israeli occupation of Palestinian territory illegal. United Nations top court Presiding Judge Nawaf Salam read the ruling in the International Court of Justice or the World Court in the Hague, Netherlands on the July 19, 2024, as the United Nations top court is delivered a non-binding advisory opinion on the legality of Israel's 57-year occupation of land sought for Palestinian state. Advisory opinion of the Hague based the International Court of Justice is not binding. Netanyahu slams ruling as a decision of lies. The United Nations top court on July 19 said Israel's decades-long occupation of Palestinian territory was illegal and needed to end as soon as possible. Bangladesh arrested at least 105 TV news off-air jail stormed. Demonstrated gestures as protesters clashed with the border guard Bangladesh BGB and the police outside the state-owned Bangladesh television in the Dhaka on July 19, 2024, as violence erupts across the country after anti-quota protests by students. Protesters stormed a jail in the central Bangladesh district of Narsinghadi and freed the facilities inmates before setting it on fire as police struggled to quell unrest with the huge rallies in Dhaka despite a police ban on public gatherings. At least 105 people have been killed in this week violent student protests against quotas for government jobs in Bangladesh. According to the Dhaka Medical College Hospital, at least 52 people were killed in the capital city on Friday. Mumbai rains live updates. Moderate to heavy showers predicted or logging reported from the different parts of the city. The Mumbai Center of India Meteorological Department (IMD) has predicted moderate to heavy rains in the city on July 20. Over the past 24 hours, Mumbai's island cities recorded an average rainfall of 78 mm. The figure for eastern Mumbai and western Mumbai was 57 mm and 67 mm rainfall, respectively, a civic official said. Elon Musk congratulates Prime Minister Modi on being the most followed world leader on X. Prime Minister has 100.1 million followers on X, tells CEO Elon Musk on July 19. Congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi on being the most followed leader in the world on social media platform X. Leads violence, bus set on fire, police car overturned in United Kingdom riot over the family incident. A burnt-out car in the Leeds suburb of Hare Hills, Friday, July 19, 2024, following an outbreak of the disorder on Thursday evening. Officials in the northern English city of Leeds say order has been restored after a night of unrest that began when police and local government workers intervened in a family incident and residents poured into the streets in the protest. Throughout the night, several arrests were made in the relation to the disorder, and further arrests will be made over the next few days. Several arrests have been made after a double-decker bus was set on a fire and a police vehicle was overturned amid stone pelting and disorder as a riot broke out in Leeds, Northern England, over what the local council has described as a family incident. Now, going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that battles that turned the tide in the 1999 Kargil War. Every battle fought across the 170-kilometer high altitude frontier was a fight involved with chilling close quarters combat cost the lives of the young soldiers and proved critical in the securing a decisive victory over the worldly neighbor who sought to realign line of control in the sensitive sectors through a series of coordinated maneuvers. New Delhi. The Indian Army was caught by surprise when Pakistani introducers occupied towering peaks perched at 15,000 feet to 17,000 feet on the Indian side of the line of control in the Kargil sector. But as the gravity of the invasion unfolded as well as its strategic implications, the army mobilized swiftly to flush out the enemy and regain the lost territory. Every battle fought across the 170-kilometer high altitude frontier was fierce, involving chilling close quarters combat cost the lives of the young soldiers and proved critical in securing a decisive victory over the willy neighbor who sought to relegate line of control in the sensitive sector through a series of coordinated maneuvers. Battle of Tololing. Perched almost 16,000 feet near the Dras, the Tololing peak of the Pakistani intruders, a sweeping wave of a key stretch of the Srinagar-Leh highway, a critical supply line, and was one of the deepest incursions by the enemy. It allowed the well-armed intruders backed by artillery support to dominate the highway with the observation and fire interdict. The Indian armies built up for the countermeasures and impaired the troop movement to forward posts. The intruders had to be cleared out from the Tolling at the earliest, but the army's initial attempts yielded no breakthrough, as in many other sectors. Outage shows at IGI airport in Delhi, 400 flights affected. The global IT outage caused by the faculty update on Microsoft Windows resulted in the widespread disarray at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, with nearly 100 departing or arriving flights cancelled and more than 300 delayed, leading to serpentine queues and rampant confusion for passengers. Cargo ship catch the fire off Goa coast. One died. Explosion is heard. A major fire broke out on a container cargo merchant vessel MV Maersk Frankfurt Orbital in Goa on Friday afternoon. According to a shipping ministry officer, one person died in the fire, which is still raging. The deceased has been identified as a seaman from Philippines. The vessel had 21 crew members on board, including Filipino, Montenegrin, and Ukrainian nationals, and was in the passage from Mundra port to Colombo, Sri Lanka. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the banking and finance point of view, not thinking of giving banking a license to business houses at a present. Reserve Bank of India Governor Shaktikant Das, the governor, however, said that RBI was open to receiving new applications for setting up universal banks. Oil profit declines 5.45% in June month quarter on weak oil to chemical businesses, a higher depreciation. Total income of oil rose by 11.90% or to rupees 2,40,200 crore during June 2024 quarter from the rupees 2,14,644 crore a year ago. Oil shares fell by 1.92% to rupees 3,109.50 on the building stock exchange on Friday. Reliance Industries Limited (RIL) has posted a 5.45% fall in the net profit of rupees 15,138 crore during the quarter ended June 2024 as against rupees 16,011 crore during the same period of a year ago, following a weak O2C business and higher depreciation on a sequential basis. Net profit declined by 20.12% from the rupees 18,951 crore in the March month 2024 quarter. Total income of RIL rose by 11.90% to rupees 2,40,200 crore during the June 2024 quarter from rupees 2,14,644 crore a year ago. Global tech outrage hits many sectors. Aviation bears burnt in India. Thousands of businesses across the multiple geographies, spanning sectors such as aviation, banking, and broadcasting, faced a service outage due to the faulty code update on their PCs, knocking down the usual flow of their work for several hours. India's largest airline, Indigo, and its peers Air India, SpiceJet, and Akasa Air reported flight delays and cancellations, and several passengers were even issued handwritten boarding passes. According to the world news, including Elon Musk congratulates Prime Minister Modi on becoming a most followed world leader on platform X. Bangladesh protesters live updates over the 400 Indian students evacuated so far as Bangladesh imposes national curfew to curb still that has killed 105. Gunman in Ukraine kills nationalist former parliamentarian. United States police officer fired for careless remarks on Indian student's death. Missouri woman who served 43 years in prison free after her 1980 murder conviction overturned. United States says Iran moving forward on a key aspect of developing a nuclear bomb. Now going towards science and tech, we have Microsoft CrowdStrike outage, how a software glitch disrupted global businesses. Wing Clipper, the outage impacted flight services in many cities, including Bangalore. The Indian Computer Emergency Response Team (CRT) has issued a severity rating of critical for the incident. The mishap led to several users seeing the blue screen of death (BSOD). According to a CyberArk CIO, Omar Grossman, there could be a range of possibilities for the attack, from human error to the complex and intriguing scenario of deep cyber attack. In the early hours of the IST of the July 19, reports emerged that Microsoft's Azure cloud service was facing an outage affecting users in the central United States area. Within the next few hours, the service outage spread like a wildfire to several other countries, including India, disrupted flight operations and air traffic, forcing airports to shift to manual operations. Brokerages and stock exchange were also hit, throwing digital lives of many out of care. Two species of flower flies reported for the first time in Kerala. Mesembrus quadrivatus. Researchers of the Shadpada Entomology Research Lab of Christ College, Irene Jalkuda, make the discovery. The researchers of the Shadpada Entomology Research Lab (SERL) of the Christ College, Irene Jalkuda, have reported two species of flower flies for the first time from Kerala. Tiny animals use stolen genes to fight infections and could fight antibiotic resistance too. Antimicrobial chemicals are essential to modern medicine, but with the resistance increasing, the World Health Organization recently warned of pressing need for new drugs. Deloitte rotivirus have genes that have been copied from the different kind of life, including bacteria and fungi, and use them to fight infection. They could perhaps be allies in the hunt for antimicrobials to tackle resistant infections. A little-known group of microscopic animals have spent millions of years copying recipes for the antibiotics and bacteria and using them to fight infections. We have shown in a new paper, we think this unusual defensive strategy could offer shortcuts in the race of the development antimicrobial treatments. Long COVID puzzle pieces are falling into the place. The picture is unsettling. While researchers do not yet concrete numbers for the current rate in the mid-2024, due to the time it takes for the long COVID cases to be directly reflected in the data, the flow of new patients into long COVID clinics has been on a par with 2022. And ill study shows that the risk of the long COVID declined over the course of the pandemic. Unvaccinated people were more than twice as likely to develop a long COVID. However, new and repeat infections translate into millions of new long COVID cases that add to an already staggering number. Since 2020, the condition known as long COVID 19 has become a widespread disability affecting the health and quality of the life of millions of people across the globe and costing economies billions of dollars in reduced productivity of employees and overlap or drop in the workforce. At last, there's a famous quotation said by Rabindranath Tagore, whose birth anniversary is 7 May 1861 up to 7 August 1941, was an Indian poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and a patron of the Bengal Renaissance. He reshaped the Bengali literature and music as well as the Indian art with the contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Author of the profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful poetry of Gitanjali in 1913, Tagore became the first non-European and the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Tagore's poetic songs were viewed as spiritual and mercurial, while his elegant prose and magical poetry were widely popular in the Indian subcontinent. He was Fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society, referred to as the Bard of the Bengal. Tagore was known by the sobriquets Gurudev, Kobiko, and Biswakobi. Tagore modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic strictures. His novels, stories, songs, dramas, and essays spoke to topics political and personal. Gitanjali's song offerings Kora, Fair Faced, and Keribari, The Home and the World are his best known works, and his verse, short stories, and novels were acclaimed or panned for their lyricism, colloquialism, naturalism, and unnatural contemplations. His compositions were chosen by the two nations as national anthems, India's Jana Gana Mana and Bangladesh's Amar Sonhar Bangla. The Sri Lankan national anthem was also inspired by his work. His song Banglar Mati Banglar Chol has been adopted as the state anthem of West Bengal. Rabindranath Tagore says a very famous quotation is he says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. He also says that it is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple. Okay? Thank you.